With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back, Trackside. Once again, race fans here to the Turn 3 Racing Network tonight. The iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series fires things off for race number 5 here in season number 6. We're going to hit the ground running here tonight in the Bluegrass 125. Qualifying already underway. Hot track temperature out here tonight in Lebanon, Tennessee. It's, you know, the name's a little bit deceiving. Nashville SuperSpeedway. It does not race like a SuperSpeedway. Pretty reminiscent of Charlotte, in my opinion, but there you can see a handful of drivers in the background already getting up to speed. Justin Osborne out there on a track. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV Land race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave of the Cave bringing you all the calls from Trackside. So while drivers are already turning in those fast times, let's go ahead and throw up some of your qualifying information as we get sent to see who will walk away with the Pump and Dump Clothing Company qualifying award here. Thompson checking to 23. Chevy Z01 Camaro going to take the quick time for now. The 23 laying down a 30-26. That's going to be the fast time to beat. Kyle Rochelle going to slot inside the top 5. Max Fauner, Justin Osborne, they're out there on track. How about Caleb Levenier? Can Levenier follow up last week's podium position with another fast drive here tonight? Both Levenier as well. As Max Fonner fast and happy hour, both of those drivers looking to improve on last week's great finish at Richmond, but can Isaac Mock stamp his championship run by going back-to-back? Will he be the first driver to get those back-to-back race wins? And it looks like a little trouble, and Isaac maybe having trouble getting the hauler loaded into the track. We'll have to wait to see if he's able to get here tonight. But for the moment, looks like we may see another fresh face in victory lane at the end of tonight's Bluegrass 125 here in season number 6 for the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series. Tom Sidchek with the pole position, fast time tonight 30:26, and with just about 45 seconds remaining, it's going to be hard pressed for anybody to take that qualifying award from him. And I say that, and Aaron Kralick's going to prove me wrong. 30:25. Now the fast time belonging to the 01 Chevy Camaro of Aaron Kralick. Kralick going to take that top spot away, get a bonus point for the pole position. Max Fonner going to slot inside the top 10 in 7th, and with just 15 seconds remaining, Aaron Kralick's going to walk away with the Pump and Dump Clothing Company qualifying award. And we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break before we head trackside for your national anthem. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in out, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And we rejoin you at Nashville SuperSpeedway after the flyover, drivers making their final approaches to the starting grid. And as they begin to head to their starting positions, what do you say we get a little closer, head down to pit lane, getting ready to fire things off for the first time here tonight. It's going to be a hot and heavy battle here in the Bluegrass 125. And as we hear those familiar bells ringing in the background, you know the sounds, you know it's time to run down tonight's starting lineup of the Bluegrass 125 here from Nashville SuperSpeedway, starting inside row number 1, the 01 Larson Line Motorsports Pump and Dump Clothing Company Pole Award winner. That's the 01 of Aaron Kralik. Just to his outside the late apex, number 23 of Tom Sinchek. Daniel Migland, Patrick McClendon right there in row number 2. Row number 3 here tonight from Nashville. 51 of Max Fonner, followed by the 10 of Caleb Levenier. Ken, that KL Construction, number 10. Walk away with the second podium in a row. We'll have to wait to find out. Kyle Rochelle and Kerry Trebu back in row 4. Row number 5 tonight, the 57 North Star Designs. Machine piloted by Thomas Walter Larry Levenier. In the 28, going to round out our top 10. 79 of Justin Osborne, Ryan Ferraro right there as well. Pace car down and away. We're ready to fire things off here from Nashville into the restart zone, and green flag flies for the first time here tonight in the Bluegrass 125. Kralik and Sinchek side by side to turn 1. No clear advantage. Big run through the corner there for the 4 of Daniel Miglin. A big run through 1 and 2, and he's going to try to capitalize on that on the bottom of the racetrack. Looking to take that second position away from Sinchek. Does he have it? Looks like he's going to inch forward, slide up the track just a little bit, and Sinchek going to have to give way, move Miglin to second. Already battles for positions here tonight from Nashville. We'll jump around the track just a little bit, trying to bring you all of the action that we can back here with Caleb Levenier and Thomas Walter. Kerry Trebu hot on the trail. Making it a look to the inside. Larry Levenier trying to put that KL Construction number 28 a little closer to the front of the field, and up the track goes the 45. Patrick McClendon up the track. He's going to keep the position for the time being. A little offline there. And how about the paint scheme by Caleb Levenier? That 10 looks pretty sweet out there. I'm digging the black, white, and pink look on that machine. Great little paint coming into race number 5, and we're looking right here. We're seeing a bit of a battle, very close battle here between Brian Curry and that 12 of Ryan Ferraro. They have been side by side and all but touching doors at times. The Old Bay 25 down on the bottom of the racetrack, and he's now going to look to the inside of Kerry Trebu, trying to fight his way out of the dogfight that he found himself in with that 12 of Ferraro. Meanwhile, front of the field pretty much remains the same. Everybody right where they qualified. We'll drop that timing and scoring over to the left-hand side of your screen. Let you follow along and find your favorite driver, just like we do right here in the production booth. We're watching Brian Curry battle with that 28 of Larry Levenier now. Since getting by Kerry Trebu, Curry has distanced himself a little bit, and he's looking for another position. We'll watch that battle unfold a little bit further up in front of them. Let's take a look right here as Patrick McClendon goes around that 57 of Thomas Walter. He'll take away this 7th position. Lap number 6 now underway. Aaron Kralik still shows the way. 0.3 of a second advantage for that 01. Clean Tide machine at the front. Clean air, clean car. Clean race so far. The Tide 01 looks to trying to pat on the points. If he can lead the most laps here tonight, he's going to be able to walk away with a little bit more bonus points. And this early in the season, yet it's not a bad thing to try to give yourself as much boost or buffer coming out of a race. That's for sure. And how about Ryan Ferraro? That 12 machine going to lay down the fastest lap of the race so far. 30:40 is the fast time here in race trim. Pole position was taken by Kralik with a 30:25, so just a little bit off of that qualifying pace, but we should expect to see speeds pick up just a little bit as the rubber begins to get laid down here at Nashville SuperSpeedway. Long single file train of cars making their way around this 1.3 mile track. And I myself am a big fan of Nashville. It really, really does remind me of Charlotte, but without nearly as much banking, a little bit tighter corners. But another one of those, I don't want to call it a cookie cutter D-shaped oval or a mile and a half, only a 1.3, so it runs a little bit different. And driver skills is going to be tested here tonight. Want to take a look at last week's second place finisher at Richmond. That Max Motorsports number 51 of Max Fonner running well. He was top of the speed charts in happy hour, race fans. Up inside of your top 3 in happy hour. Qualified 5th, running 5th. Kind of just holding serve for the time being. But Fonner, look for him to be fast. He has been showing up over the past handful of weeks here in season number 6. And I believe he is going to be a force to reckon with. He is the flagship of that Toyota stable of drivers. Fonner going to show the way. He sits in 5th. Still knows the tail front of the field is your race leaders. Aaron Kralik, Tom Sinchek, Kyle Rochelle, all tucked in line with each other. Rochelle, one of the biggest movers of the race. He's up 4 positions from where he qualified outside the top 5, and now to 3rd. He's always one of those drivers you got to keep your eye on. The late apex, number 21 machine looking to get to the front. And here goes Sinchek with a run to the high side with a momentum payoff. He's going to keep it wound up side by side down the backstretch for your race lead. He's going to inch ahead just about a half a car length advantage through the center of the corner, pulling even now is Kralik on the bottom. Up the track and off of the corner, the 23 going to take that top spot away. And for the first time here tonight at Nashville, new race leader, the 23 of Tom Sinchek, going to put his late apex Chevy Z01 Camaro at the front of the field, and he's going to begin to his quest to lead the most laps here tonight. Teammate back behind him, the 21 of Kyle Rochelle sits in 3rd. Daniel Micklin back in 4th with Max Fonner rounding out your top 5. Jump back a little further in the field. Look at this hornet's nest going down right here. We've got Thomas Walter, Ryan Ferraro, Patrick McClendon, Kerry Trebu. They're all packed up with each other. You can include the 28 of Larry Levenier up into this mix as well. There's Levenier. Shane Huffstutler also involved in this mix. Huffstutler, or I apologize, no, Huffstutler back right here in that Napa Auto Parts machine trailing the field. Not seeing any incidents or any issues for Huffstutler, so maybe a little calculated run right here. We got to keep in mind fuel mileage, tire strategies may come into play if we see long green flag runs. Back to some battles though right here. Thomas Walter trying to fend off Ferraro on the bottom of the racetrack, and he's not going to be able to keep him down there much longer. Ferraro going to pull even down the backstretch. Back off of turn 4, crossing the line, lap number 15 goes on the board. We are clicking them off in a hurry here tonight. Oh, and a big moment there for Ferraro. He's going to get checked up right in the center of the corner. He's going to lose a bit of ground, and how about the scramble from all of those drivers around him? That could have ended up very bad, but a big tip of the cap to Walter, Trebu, Westfield, Levenier, all being very aware of their surroundings and really avoiding what could have been a big-time disaster. That's going to allow Huffstutler to close right in. You can see the Napa Auto Parts number 9 now at the tail end of this pack. A little further behind, you can see that 79 of Justin Osborne. Osborne making his debut here tonight. A little bit off pace back in the field. He sits in 15th. See if we've got any more battles going on. We're going to keep it right here for a moment. Adam Westfield looking to the inside of Thomas Walter. Then you can see those North Star Designs machines fighting with each other. Fighting for Toyota supremacy, but they're going to have to catch up to the flag man at the front. Or the flagship, I should say. That's the 51. He's been fast all season long. Yeah, we're only 5 races in. This is the 5th race, and I get it, I understand, but 4 different race leaders in Fonner has been able to, into the outside wall goes Caleb Levenier. Fonner has been able to produce a top 10 in every race so far this season. in a handful of top fives. Looking for, I believe it's going to be his third podium of the season. So Fonner doing something right. That Toyota has been fast every time he unloads. How about Brian Curry? The Old Bay, number 25. He's on a tear up through the field hump. 10 positions from where he qualified, just inside of your top 15. And Brian Curry is the fastest driver on the racetrack. Last time around a 31:39. He's going to mirror your race leader's time. So definitely some speed inside of that Ford. Fastest Ford in the field is Brian Curry, currently running in that 4th position. Got to go all the way back to 15th back here with a newcomer. His debut here tonight. A little bit of a tough track to make your debut race at, but gotta give him some props for choosing to come out here tonight at Nashville Superspeedway. It's a track that can scare a handful of people off, but Osborne willing to risk it for the biscuit here tonight. He's going to see if he can't make his way a little further up through the running order. Meanwhile, we'll jump around the track, try to find some battles for you. Race leaders flying right on by. There you can see your top 5 going streaking around the track on the bottom of the raceway. Everybody chasing after Tom Sinchek, who took the race lead back on lap number 12. And I tell you what, do we got? I believe we do have the onboard camera shot here. Do we have one with Brian? And I'm getting a head shake. I don't think we got one. So let's give you the best thing right off the front of that 25, just as he makes the pass, or attempts to make the pass down on the bottom of the racetrack. What a great view over top of the hood of this 25 Ford Mustang, piloted by Brian Curry. He's looking to get his machine a little closer to the front. He's the fastest on the racetrack, and he's looking to close in. While those top 2 just 2 seconds out in front. We'll see if Curry can run them down. Meanwhile, we'll stick right here with this 3-car battle, but we will take a look back off of the tail end of that 51 Max Motorsports machine. Max Fonner sitting in the 4th position. He's got Kyle Rochelle right behind him, running in 5th. You can see Caleb Levenier just off in the background. Great racing action so far here tonight from Nashville Superspeedway. Battle once again for that 3rd position. Max Fonner is not going to roll over and just give the spot away. He's going to fight hard right here with Brian Curry. They'll go back side by side heading into turn 1. As these drivers here fighting for position inside of your top 3, that's allowing your top 2 to begin to stretch their legs a little bit further here. 0.2 of a second separating Sinchek from Kralik, then is over 3.5 seconds back to 3rd place runner Max Fonner. They are giving up some time, and Fonner's gonna take that 3rd position back, move Curry back to 4th. Rochelle still rounding out your top 5. Caleb Levenier waiting in the wings, hoping, well, not necessarily hoping something will happen, but one little slip up and he's going to be there to pick up the pieces. I can assure you that. One man moving backwards right now. Let's take a look back here with the KL Construction sponsor, number 45 Chevy Z01 Camaro of Patrick McClendon. McClendon sliding through the running order, started inside of your top 5, now in 14th. A tough run and a drop of 10 positions. So a previous race winner struggling here tonight. McClendon gonna have to find a way to get back to the front. Speaking of back to the front, we'll get back to the battle at the front. Battle for that 3rd position still underway between Max Fonner and Brian Curry. They're going to continue to trade blows here as we continue green flag racing. Lap number 27 underway. We are just under 100 laps remaining. So while you're here, while you're at it, while you're watching, show these drivers some love and appreciation. Let them know you enjoy all the great racing content they provide for you here tonight in the Bluegrass 125. Show them some love and drop that thumbs up. Taking control of the most laps led column, the 23 Chevy Z01 Camaro piloted by Tom Sinchek, showing the way here tonight, up 0.3 of a second over your pole sitter Aaron Kralik, but Sinchek gonna begin to close in on 20 laps led here. He's gonna lead another 4 laps to get those 20 into his back pocket. And the more these two right here on screen battle for this position down on the inside of the racetrack is Brian Curry trying to keep it wound up on the high side is Max Fonner. We'll take a look right here at this battle. Can the Boston native get the job done? Or will they just continue to throw blows and lose a little time to those drivers in front? Looks like Fonner's going to give way for the moment. Kyle Rochelle's just kind of been stuck right here watching him the whole time, and we'll watch Rochelle as he makes a lap around this super speedway right here, Nashville Super Speedway. You're watching the Bluegrass 125. We're going to ride a lap here with Rochelle. Take a look at that RPM way up there, 9,600. But look how much it drops. You hear him very ginger on the gas. Stays in that 5th gear. Doesn't go back to 4th. We'll see if with the rolling of the center of the corner down here, if he's going to switch to 4th. No, looks like he's going to keep it in 5th, right around that 6,500 RPM. So you're looking at somewhere around 140 laps, 140 miles an hour. I apologize. Through the center of these corners in Rochelle, he's all over him. He's right there looking to take a position away. If the door opens, I can assure you, Rochelle, we're going to put the nose of that late apex number 21 right through the door. Early trouble here tonight finds its way to 2 drivers' camps. The 53 of Eric Stamp and the 11 of Kay Jones. Both going to miss the start and not be able to get their machines fired up and out there on track. So they will finish tonight's race back in 16th and 17th. Drivers already multiple laps down here. Daniel Miglin with some trouble. The 4 is now behind the 8 ball, 2 laps down. Ryan Ferraro with troubles and issues as well here tonight. 1 lap down. It looks like Thomas Walter just now going to fall off of the lead lap, and here comes the 45 of Patrick McClendon after making his first round of green flag pit stops. He's going to look to try to keep himself just 1 lap down. When will race leaders hit pit lane? Tom Sinchek, working his way through lap traffic, has been able to build the gap. 1.1 seconds now separate your top 2. 3.8 back. You'll find 3rd place runner Brian Curry. And Curry separated himself here. He's got about a 1 second advantage. Max Fonner is going to fall all the way back to 6th, so maybe a little bit of a moment. Let's stay right here. Kerry Trebu able to maneuver his way up into a top 5 position. So how about that AG Compressor Parts number 7 machine piloted by Kerry Trebu. Trebu on a run towards the front. Single file from there on back. Caleb Levenier leads Adam Westfield. Sean Huffstutler and Larry Levenier will round out your top 10. How about the turnaround here for Huffstutler? Was kind of mired back in traffic, running in 14th position at right around lap number 12 or so. And a little bit of a slip up and mix up. brought him right up into the mix. He was able to capitalize and gain a few positions. Now holding down a position inside of your top 10. Sean Huffstutler sits in ninth. This is your closest battle on the racetrack, so we're going to stick right here with it as Kerry Trebu tries to keep Kyle Rochelle at bay. Trebu taking over that 5th position. Rochelle going to fall back to 6th. Max Fauner right here once again. All of these drivers pretty familiar with battling with each other. They battled it out at Richmond International Raceway last week for race number 4. We watched Isaac Mock head to victory lane. Mock not with us here tonight, so he will not become the first back-to-back season winner here in the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series. So we're still hunting for that back-to-back race winner, but can we have a repeat winner here tonight? Patrick McClendon and Kyle Rochelle both have that opportunity. They are the only 2 previous race winners in this field here tonight. So season number 6. You better not sit down, you better not sleep, and you better not slouch. Grab the popcorn, sodas, waters, teas, whatever it is. You want some pizza? I'm sure that would go great with some great racing action here from Nashville Superspeedway. But I'm telling you, they put on a show week in, week out, each and every Thursday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Big shout out to all of the drivers and sponsors here with the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series. "40 laps into tonight's race. We have been clean and green since the drop of the green flag here tonight. All 40 laps under green flag conditions. And we've got a pretty significant difference on the pit strategies. And we got drivers missing pit road. Did Max Fauner make it down pit lane? Fauner is going to make it down pit lane. Caleb Levenier going to follow suit. But, oh, man, how about Kyle Rochelle? That is going to spell trouble for Rochelle. He tried to get to pit road as well. Blue pit road entry. That's going to cost him a handful of positions. But more importantly, it's going to cost a lot of track time. A lot of track time. Rochelle eyeballing pit lane this time around. A little bit of a slide as he gets it down to speed. A nice and easy entry to pit lane this time around. Rochelle now heads to his pit crew. Meanwhile, front of the field is still leading tonight's race. 3.6 second advantage now. Sinchek really beginning to stretch his legs. And at this point in time, you really get to dictate the pace and you really get to dictate the race. Sinchek, he can kind of roll out of the gas a little bit sooner. He can roll the center of the corner a little bit longer. He can get back on the gas a little bit easier, save himself a little bit of fuel, and maybe give up a little bit of time here on the front end to those fresh tires, but he's going to end up with much fresher tires. The longer he can extend the run, I personally think it's for the better. Now over a 4-second advantage for Sinchek. He's beginning to check out. See if we've got any battles out there, and I tell you what, let's go right here. Sean Huffstutler beginning to close in on the 17 of Adam Westfield. That's going to be for a spot inside of the top 5. But Westfield now up 10 positions from where he qualified, right in the mix of this green flag pit cycle. And already a 10-lap difference in this pit cycle between a handful of drivers, and it's going to extend it even further for your top 8 who've elected to stay out on track. When will they come to pit road? We're hearing word 56 laps on a tank of fuel. 56 laps, so if you can stretch it a little bit. I don't know if you're going to be able to stretch it another 5 laps, but if you could possibly get right around 63 laps in before you head to pit lane to get those 4 fresh tires and full tank of gas, you may find yourself able to stretch it to the end and make this thing a 1-stop race instead of a 2-stopper. We'll have to wait to see how drivers are feeling and how they're going at it But right now, going at it, picking them up, laying them down. Absolutely dominating here through the middle portion of tonight's race. We're a quarter of the way through, or a third, I apologize. I promise I can do math. We're a third of the way through tonight's race here in the Bluegrass 125, lap number 47. Gonna go on the board this time by and Sinchek up to 4.6 second advantage over Aaron Kralik. Kralik still has that, about a second and a half advantage over Brian Curry. As we take a look here at Kralik, and I think we've seen some damage. Did we see some damage on the right side? I believe there was some damage on the right side of that Tide machine. It is no longer the cleanest one out there on the racetrack. Let's take a look here. And maybe it just was the angle. It looks pretty clean this time around, but the fresh tires creeping up right behind him. There you can see Thomas Walter starting to close in. Walter on 4 fresh Goodyear tires, so this isn't going to be much of a battle at all. Walter with about 18 lap fresher tires, and he's going to take track position here. Still listed off of the lead lap. First driver 1 lap down in that 8th position. Your top 7 yet to hit pit lane. And Brian Curry starting to close in on. Oh, and there's Kralik contact with the outside wall. That's what you don't need. That is what you don't want. Easily break the rear toe of these next-gen machines. We've seen troubles with the right rears. Will that contact come back to haunt the driver behind the wheel of that 01 Aaron Kralik? Contact with the outside wall, and that's going to allow the Old Bay 25 of Brian Curry to move into position. He's going to pounce at the bottom of the racetrack. Can the fast forward take the position away? And more contact out of turn 4. That is not what you want. Kralik back-to-back visits to that outside wall out of turn 4, and Brian Curry going to take that second position away. We're going to jump back to another battle here. Let's go back here. Let's take a look at this one. Eyeballing Patrick McClendon. There he is, McClendon in that 45 machine, slowly starting to catch in, or catch up, I should say, with that 4 of Daniel Miglin. Miglin listed 2 laps down. McClendon just 1 lap down. Trying to close in on Kyle Rochelle, but this long extended green flag pit cycle has got this field all sorts of mixed up. Drivers could possibly be caught 1 lap down if the caution flag were to fly at this moment. So a handful of them with their fingers crossed that we see this green flag cycle out. And into the outside wall, Daniel Miglin with some issues here tonight. Then up Caleb Lebanier starting to close in on McClendon. Closing in on another driver at the front. Knocking on the door of a top 5. There you can see Thomas Walter, Max Fauner going at it. Fauner with those fresher tires. He'll take the position away as the 28 of Larry Lebanier heads to pit lane. Clean and clear on pit road as well. Want to give a big shout out to all of these drivers. Oh, almost into that outside wall. My gosh. Thomas Walter almost pounds that outside wall. That could have ended pretty bad. Fortunately enough, able to keep some distance between him and that wall, and he'll keep it fired up on the bottom of the racetrack. 57 sitting in the 8th position, losing time to Fauner out front. My gosh, Tom Sinchek, 5.3 second advantage. Will cross the line this time around. 54 laps into tonight's race. We are knocking on the door of the halfway point, and we have been clean and green all night long. Still under green flag pit cycle conditions, so we don't want to quite get to that mid-race report just yet. Those pit road police can change the complexion of the race night pretty rapidly. We'll see if everybody else in the field's able to keep it clean when they come to pit road. Great job by all of the drivers getting woed up in time, and onto pit road. One driver with some issues and troubles, though. That 21 of Kyle Rochelle missed pit road, had to go back around one more time. And now Rochelle, you can see it directly reflected in where he is running on the track. Rochelle lost position to Walter in McClendon. He's going to gain that spot back from McClendon as your race leader Tom Sinchek comes to pit road. Brian Curry going to stay out on the track. He's going to lead a lap here tonight from Nashville Superspeedway. So just your third lead change with your third different race leader here tonight. Race number 5 in season number 6 for the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Hot and heavy battles all over. Let's go back here. Let's check this one out. Kerry Trebu, Aaron Kralik going at it. That's for second and third on the racetrack. And it looks like Kralik gonna come to pit road. Brian Curry to pit road as well. New race leader once again. Kerry Trebu gonna take over that top spot. And there it is, race fans. Look at it, lap 57. I told you it was going to be hard for these drivers to get 63 laps into a green flag run. But, I mean, 6 laps away from it. Could Trebu possibly be trying it? Adam Westfield, Sean Huffstutler. No. The 7's going to give up some time here trying to get to pit road, and he is going to end that question. Trebu going to come down pit road to get 4 fresh tires and fuel. Adam Westfield, Sean Huffstutler, they're going to stay out on the racetrack for at least one more lap. Lap number 58 now goes on the board. Green flag pit cycles almost coming to a close. But I want you to look at this, race fans. Look at that timing scoring over there on the left-hand side of your screen. Thomas, Walter, Kyle, Rochelle, both have been able to surpass Tom Sinchek. Sinchek stayed out much longer, I want to say it's going to be about 20 laps longer than Thomas Walter, and about 14 laps longer than Kyle Rochelle. So those fresh tires definitely going to be eating a handful of these drivers up, and already moving around and doing away with both of the drivers we spoke about. Sinchek going to check back into the top 5 spot. He'll sit in 4th. Adam Westfield and Sean Huffstutler continue to lead, with Brian Curry fighting for his lap back. Down on the bottom of the racetrack, Lucky Dog no more. He'll do it the good old-fashioned way and put himself back onto the lead lap, bypassing your race leader Patrick McClendon, trying to do the same. Aaron Kralik right there as well. Kralik going to look to get himself back onto the lead lap. A lot of different tire strategies here, a lot of different fuel strategies underway. The North Star Design 17 machine going to go way up the racetrack. The number 9 of Sean Huffstutler hugs the bottom, and he's going to grab the top spot for your 5th lead change of the night. We've had 5 different race leaders here from Nashville Superspeedway, race number 5, season number 6. You're watching the Bluegrass 125. Westfield going to bring it to pit road, but Huffstutler says, I'm not done yet. If he can stretch it at least one more lap, he's not going to have to hit pit road. He'll be able to make this thing on a one-stop race, and could Westfield possibly stretch his second fuel run to get to lap 125? Now, bear in mind, race fans, if we get ourselves a caution, it's going to throw all of that out the window, and indeed, he's going to come to pit road this time around. The 9 of Sean Huffstutler, possibly looking to turn tonight's race into a one-stop event. Back to your race leader. New race leader here once again. Max Fonner going to take control of that top spot. Came to pit road 15 laps prior to Tom Sinchek. There you can see that 23 lurking in the background. 3 seconds and closing fast off of turn number 2. Here he comes. He has got a ton of speed with those 15 lap fresher tires. Just about, I want to say about 5/10, close to 6/10 of a second faster last time around. We'll check the timing and scoring once again, but Sinchek absolutely on a tear towards the front of this field. He's got the fresh tires. Does he have enough time? Well, he's got plenty of time before we close in on green flag pit stops just over the halfway point here tonight in Nashville. So what do you say as we come to conclusion on the green flag pit cycle? It's time for your mid-race report, your driver highlights and spotlights, showing the way front of the field. Man at the front, looking to back up last week's podium finish at Richmond with another fine run, showing the way in the top spot. Max Fonner sits in first. How about the late apex, number 23 of Tom Sinchek? He's been fast all night long, most laps led so far here tonight. Can that 23 get back to the point in battle for your race lead? For the moment, Sinchek sits in second. Back in third position, the Orlando, Florida native. This Bud's for you, pal. Hope everything is okay down there with you, Kyle. Hope the storm, hope Hurricane Ian wasn't too horribly awful for you and everybody in your area. Our thoughts and prayers still with everybody down there in Florida, dealing with all the catastrophic events that came with Ian, whether it was that storm surge, the flooding, the wind damage, a lot of homes broken here now down there in Florida, and our thoughts, hearts, and prayers are still with each and every one of you down there dealing with that. Kyle, we hope you're safe and sound, and hope you have a fine run here tonight. Sitting in the final spot, the podium positions, Rochelle runs in third. Right behind him, your biggest mover of the race so far, the man out of Maryland, Brian Curry, looking to bring that Old Bay machine to a podium position. He sits in fourth, qualified 14th. Curry needs a spot or two more. Rounding out your top five here tonight in the Bluegrass 125. Your Pumping Up Clothing Company Pole Award winner, the 01 of Aaron Kralik, rounds out your top five. That's going to do it for your driver highlights and spotlights. Rest of your mid-race rundown looks a little something like this. The 17 drivers started tonight's race. We've got 3 out of the race. 14 drivers still remaining here on track, but only 9 left on the lead lap. Tom Sinchek begins to step away once again, knocking on the door of a 3-second advantage. Will work lap number 70 next time by. And that will be your mid-race report, brought to you by North Star Designs. If you're looking for a custom wrap, you need some custom paint, look no further. Look to the stars. Look to North Star Designs. The only real battle for position on track will go right here. Win that 25 of Brian Curry as he takes the third position away from Rochelle. A big discrepancy on the tires for those two drivers as well. It looks to be about a 15-lap difference on the tires. Rochelle coming to pit road back on lap number 41. So 30 laps ago, Rochelle was on pit road. Brian Curry coming down to pit lane for attention. New tires and fuel on lap number 56. So just about less than 15 laps ago. Brian Curry came off of pit road. Max Fonner holding it down pretty well right now, sitting in that second position. He's got himself a 2 seconds between himself and Curry. But a big gap now to Tom Sinchek at the front. Sinchek moving in on securing that most laps led award. He's got to lead about 7 more laps here tonight, and he will walk away with the most laps led here from Nashville SuperSpeedway race number 5 in season number 6 for the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series. Let's take a look. What do you say, race fans? Why don't we get a little bit closer here? Let's where we want to go. I tell you where we're going to go. How about we go back here with Caleb Levenier, that tin machine, the KL Customs, or KL Construction. We apologize. The KL Construction number 10 running very well here tonight. And he's one of those rookies in the field that is beginning to make a name for himself in a very big way. Walking away with some great top 5 finishes. Walked away with a podium last week at Richmond, a tough short track to navigate your way around. And he's going to battle now. I believe that's Thomas Walter. Walter listed multiple laps down. Or no, he's listed 1 lap down here. Already made his second pit stop. We thought he would have maybe fell a second lap down, but no, Walter able to get down to pit road and back out, and only managed to lose 1 lap. But could he be trying a 3-stop race? No, man, a 3-stop race from here, that's still kind of tough. But as we were saying, the KL Construction number 10 of Caleb Levenier absolutely lights out so far this season. Your first 5 races performing very well. Can the rookie find a way to a podium again? Battle back at the front once again. Aaron Kralick gonna have some company. Kyle Rochelle starting to close in on him. Rochelle has some older tires, but he seems to be making them work, trying to get as much speed as he can out of them. Over 30 laps on those older tires, so a little bit of a struggle there for Rochelle, but he is slowly really in. That 01 of Aaron Kralick, Kerry Trebu, also one of those drivers with fresh tires. He's beginning to eat up the distance between himself and Rochelle and Kralick. Looking at the lap times, about a half a second faster last time around was Trebu, so he's going to be here in just a moment. Look at him fire off of turn 2. We got a battle for position. Let's go back to it. It doesn't matter where it's at. We're going to bring you all of the racing action. Here you can see drivers fighting for the lucky dog position. Justin Osborne and Larry Levenier going at it. Levenier trying to take the position away. And I tell you what, when we go on board here, let's ride with this. KO Construction number 28 of Larry Levenier sitting in that 11th position, trying to take 10th over and put himself in the lucky dog position. Should we see one of those pesky caution flags fly, we have been clean and green all night long here from Nashville Super Speedway. Tom Sinchek shows the way with Brian Curry and Aaron Kralick rounding out your top 3. Riding on board for a moment there with Levenier as he tries to close in on Osborne and Max Fonner. He's going to sneak his way to pit lane. Fonner going to come down for what could be his final stop of the night. Just about 46 laps remaining. So easily going to be able to make it to the end from here on fuel. You had 3 sets of tires in the pit box. So 4 sets of tires all together. They're going to have one more should we get a late race caution. So, I mean, I'm not going to say I don't like the call. Max Fonder's going to come to pit road. We'll see if he's going to be able to make up the time. Still a long way to go here tonight from Nashville Super Speedway. Back at the front, clean, clear, 8.5 second advantage. It's the biggest gap that he's had all night, and now he's going to be really able to manipulate that fuel. And I tell you what, we'll see if he's saving already. What do you say? We're going to pull our little cheat card out here tonight. Up, down, left, right, circle, X, square, triangle. You know those good old days. Inside the cockpit, let's see how long he's out of the throttle here. Going to come across the stripe right here through the tri-oval. You can see already that RPM earlier here tonight was hitting 9,600. He's only going to get to 94, barely touched 9,500, but you could hear him really roll the center of the corner. And again, same thing to 3 and 4. He's not quite putting his all in it on these corner exits, allowing him to stay off the gas just a little bit, really floating it through the center of the corners, letting the car do all the work. A little bit of gas, but nice and easy, squeezing the throttle on corner exit, just barely laying that power down. And he's given up a lot more heading into turn 3 than what he did the previous lap. The 45 of Patrick McClendon, looking to get himself one of his 2 laps back here. McClendon already at pit road for his second stop of the night. A bit of an early stop back at lap number 67. Thomas Walter also an early stop at lap number 65. There it is. Fresh tires will eventually pay off. 45 of McClendon going to get himself back just 1 lap down. What a long green flag run, huh, race fans? That right there, I don't want to say commands respect, but it deserves a little tip of the cap. Let these drivers know you appreciate all the great green flag racing action here tonight at Nashville SuperSpeedway for race number 5 with the iRacing Stock Car Challenge. If you're looking for a great league, you want some clean racing, look no further than right here. This is a prime testament, an example of how good these drivers are. 87 laps now go on the board, and we have been clean and green since the drop of the green flag here tonight at the Bluegrass 125. If you're looking to rub elbows with some good drivers, you can find them on the iRacing League directory. Just type in iRacing Stock Car Challenge, and you'll find yourself a way to some of these admins and officials within this league. Great run organization, very up to speed on a lot of the ins and outs and how to get drivers a little bit quicker. They have a couple of great sponsors that can help you out with some great things as well. So check out Admin Box. You can check out KO Customs. How about North Star Designs? North Star Designs sponsoring a handful of things here in this season. Also a big shout out to Pump It Up Clothing Company coming back on board once again, following up season number 5 with yet another sponsorship here in season number 6. Big shout out to all the drivers, all the teams. Great racing here tonight at Nashville. So while you're here, while you're at it, while you're enjoying some great racing action right here front and center on the screen, show these drivers some love and appreciation and drop them that thumbs up. Just a stellar performance right now for your race leader out at the front, showing the way. Nobody around. 9-second advantage. And the field needs a caution. I mean, I was gonna try to put it nicely and really, I don't want to say sugarcoat it, but you know, try to give it a nice sweet glaze, if you will. But there's no way around. The smackdown that he's putting on these guys right now. I mean, 8.9 second advantage at a 1.3 mile racetrack. That you're out of the gas quite a bit in the corners. I mean, Sinchek just, my goodness, lights out here tonight. You see the 10 of Caleb Levenier take his machine up and around. That's going to move Levenier back to just 1 lap down. Levenier just coming to pit road back at lap number 84, so less than 10 lap old tires on that 10 machine. And look at the advantage. He's able to drive down to the bottom of the racetrack, hold it at the bottom, and then drive away from your race leader. But, I mean, will those tires be fresh enough at the end? I don't know. Race leader still yet to hit pit lane. Will he even come back to pit lane? Is the big question. Can he stretch the fuel that far? Sinchek last to pit lane on lap number 55. Curry at 56 running in second, as well as Aaron Kralik. But Adam Westfield, Sean Huffstutler, I think those are the drivers that may be in the catbird seat, possibly even. I would say maybe Max Fonner or Thomas Walter, both of those drivers with an outside shot with this green flag pit cycle completing itself out to I don't want to say steal a podium, but steal a podium at the end of tonight's race. Gaps between all of the drivers out there on the track. We continue to watch race leader Tom Sinchek lay down lap after lap, looking to dominate here tonight. Leading just about 80 laps of the 95 that we have turned in tonight. All of them have been under green flag racing conditions, and you can see by that timing and scoring just how fast these guys at the front are. Only 6 drivers remain on the lead lap. Adam Westfield and Sean Huffstutler, they are next on the list for race leader Tom Sinchek to try to put a lap down. And that's going to be the key right here. If those two are gonna want any shot at what they're attempting here with the long fuel runs, they're going to have to make sure they keep themselves on the lead lap before this 23 hits pit road. Oh, and they're going to do it right here. Tom Sinchek going to break for pit road. Brian Curry in the Old Bay 25 will assume the race lead. There you can see off of turn 4, Curry going to stay out on track and back to the point once again. Yet another lead change here tonight. That's going to give us our 7th lead change amongst 5 different drivers. Curry goes back to the point. Nobody going to come down pit road with Sinchek, so it's a lonely pit stop for him. Clean and clear. Down and away he goes, Sinchek. Close to falling off of the lead lap. Will he be able to keep himself on the lead lap? This is going to be close. Able to do so. How about that? Tom Sinchek able to keep himself on the lead lap after coming down to pit road, getting 4 fresh Goodyears and fuel. He'll carry this off to the end, and he's going to look to run down a handful of drivers at the front. Tiptoeing our way to that 100 lap mark. We are on the cusp of the witching hour. Who's going to walk away with the checkered flag? Who's going to see their dreams of being in victory lane here tonight at Nashville and raising that custom Qatar trophy here in the Bluegrass 125, the Old Bay 25 machine of Brian Curry gonna cross the line. Fastest forward in the field, fastest one on the track right now is Tom Sinchek. Will he be able to get back to the front in time with just 25 to go this time around? I don't know. It's going to get close, and we've got a battle. Let's head to the battle on the racetrack. Kerry Trebu and Aaron Kralik ready to go at it for second and third. Little bit of a puff of smoke coming to pit lane that time for Justin Osborne. He's going to get it wound up in time. Doesn't look like the pit road police popped him for speeding or anything like that, but hard on the brakes, a little bit of a slide. We'll see if that's going to affect the way that Osborne finishes out tonight's race. Larry 11 here in the 28 machine. He's going to head to pit lane this time around, head to his pit box. Continue to watch the battle between Kralik and Trebu take place and unfold right before your eyes, crossing the line. 24 laps now remain. Brian Curry continues to stay out on track, 8-second advantage, but it is dissipating and going away. Not in too big of a hurry, so it doesn't look like Curry is out of the gas and really saving at this point. And I just don't think he's going to be able to save to get to the end. I mean, he came to pit road back on lap number 56. That is a tall task on the fuel mileage strategy to get to the end off of just one stop. But I'm really quite interested right there. You can see the left-hand side of your screen. Look at that gap between Zinchek and Huffstutler. I'm watching that battle very keenly. There's about a 6-second differential between those two drivers. In the lap times, not a whole lot faster for Zinchek right now. Just about 0.7 of a second faster for Zinchek. So, I mean, he is catching him in a hurry, but will it eventually begin to fade off and fade away? Those tires begin to kind of equalize themselves. Will Westfield or Huffstutler be able to stay out on track and walk away with a one-stop race win? We're going to stay right here for the time being. Closest and only battle on the racetrack. Battle for second and third. Those final two positions on the podium yet to be decided. Brian Curry trying to secure his first race win. Top spot still up for grabs if anybody inside of your top five comes to pit lane. And a three-stop strategy for Thomas Walter. Thomas Walter with a three-stop strategy, and he's going to lose a second lap. We have now got just a handful of drivers left on the lead lap. 8 drivers left on the lead lap. Kyle Rochelle, last driver listed on the lead lap. Caleb Levenier in the lucky dog position, just 1 lap down. Thomas Walter, I don't know about this three-stop. I don't know about the strategy. I'm an avid race fan, so I'm going to poke fun at a race team here. If you know, you know. That three-stop strategy right now for Walter looks to be like it may have came out of the Ferrari camp. I think they may have missed it just a little bit. But fastest man on track, laying down a time faster than qualifying Thomas Walter. Roaring through the field, ripping it down on the bottom of the racetrack. Smooth as chicken lips down there. Making some headway, making some time. I just don't think he's going to have enough time to really utilize those fresh tires coming to pit lane on lap 100. So he's got the freshest tires in the field, and you can see him just absolutely driving around these drivers at the front. He's got one more to drive around to get himself just 1 lap down, but oh no, I just don't know. I think that's sort of a Ferrari strategy. If you've watched the Formula One season this season, you know. If you haven't, well, maybe you should be watching. Just saying. Love me some F1. It's absolutely amazing. The speeds those guys are able to travel in the turns, they're able to take at those speeds that they're able to take them in. I mean, absolutely amazing stuff. If you're looking for passes, you're going to want to look more towards the NASCAR side of things. Open wheel racing doesn't seem to present as many lead changes as we do see in these stock car machines. And we've seen a ton of passing here tonight from Nashville SuperSpeedway, staying out, employing the long run strategy. Adam Westfield, Sean Huffstutler 5th and 6th. Westfield up 10 positions, and you can hear him. He's out of the gas through the corner, through 1 and 2. He's out of the gas quite a bit. But Westfield and Huffstutler there, they've been able to keep a handful of this field behind them. But the one guy I was worried about, well, worry no more. He's been able to make the pass and since set sail. The 23 of Tom Sinchek has got that late apex. Chevy Z01 Camaro back inside the podium, back inside your top 2. And oh man, the long run strategy just not going to pan off for a handful of these drivers. Will they call it quits though and wave the white flag and head to pit road? Or will they just try to salvage anything they can? Looks like race lead, or race win, I should say, out of the clutches of Kralik, Trebu, Westfield, and Huffstutler. Now all of those drivers on a little bit of a fuel strategy approach to tonight's race, and it looks like it's going to backfire for a handful of them. Kerry Trebu and Aaron Kralik, they're going to go at it for the final spot in the podium positions. Kralik going to lose the spot as Trebu slides up in front of him. Looking for a crossover on the front stretch. Here comes Kralik back at the bottom. Just 13 laps to go. Into the outside wall. Contact with the outside wall. Kerry Trebu gonna lose some momentum after that scrape with the outside wall. And race fans, I cannot stress this enough. We have been clean and green all night long. 125 laps, the official race distance. We are working lap 113 with no caution flags tonight. What a run by these iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series drivers. What a race here tonight from Nashville Superspeedway. Why you're here, why you're at it, we asked you to multiple times tonight. Let's ask you one more time. Join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love and drop that thumbs up. Click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by, whether you're one of the dedicated fans, friends, family, or you're just sliding through to say hey, possibly one of the many sponsors across this series, as well as others. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Without you, there would be no us. But show these drivers some appreciation for what they have been able to do here tonight. Flag to flag, green flag racing, and we are 10 laps away from completing 125 laps with no caution flags at a tricky super speedway here in Lebanon, Tennessee. Nashville Superspeedway. What a race, what a night as we battle for the final spot inside of your top 3. Whoa. Lap traffic in the mix of this battle for third and fourth here. Kralik going to take the position and try to move away. He's got a 2/10-second advantage. Will he be in to stretch his legs a little bit? Just a one-lap difference on the tire strategy for these two men. As at the front, Brian Curry. Man, if Curry can do this, I don't want to say I'm going to retire. I quit, but man, I quit. How do you stretch the fuel that far? I mean, Huffstutler and Westfield, they stretched it 60-plus laps before they came to pit road for the first and only time they visited pit road. But back at lap number 56 was Brian Curry. I mean, that is a long time and a big stretch on the fuel. I mean, it's going to be almost 70 laps on a tank of fuel. My gosh. And I mean, he's got some time to still play with. With 6 laps to go, he's got a 5-second advantage. So he can give up some time here. And he is giving up time on the stopwatch. Last time around, Brian Curry turning in a 32:03 with Tom Sinchek 31:59. So just about a half a second faster, and that's all he has to stay. If he can keep himself right around that half a second loss a lap, he will walk away with the checkered flag. I don't think Tom Sinchek will get there. The 5-finger wave here for race leader Brian Curry. Just 5 laps remaining at Nashville. Oh my gosh. He's going to do it. He's going to extend this fuel run to almost 70 laps. That is about almost 10 laps further than what we thought anybody could do. Man. 4 laps now remain. 4.2 seconds back is Tom Sinchek. He is still closing in. Last time around, though, only 0.4 of a second faster. Curry's just got to string together 3 more laps to bring this thing on home. Yeah. Oh, man. I hate when I have to admit I'm wrong. But I was wrong. I thought there was no way that Curry was going to be able to stretch it. I thought it was going to be a big stretch for Huffstutler and Westfield running 5th and 6th on the racetrack. Both of those drivers last to pit road on lap number 61 and 62. I thought it was going to be a close call for them. Didn't think there was a single solitary chance that Brian Curry was going to be able to stretch it from lap 56. But here I am being proved wrong with popsicle sticks on display. Race leader going to cross the line. 2 laps remaining. Sinchek back 3.8. You know, I really got to give it up to a lot of these guys inside of your top 6 right now. A lot of these guys that are still on the lead lap. Hit it way back in lap 57, 55, 61, and they have stayed out on the track. And as we cross the line, white flag flies. Final lap, it's the one to go. Brought to you by KL Customs, providing custom wraps for diecast for the season champion. So a big time shout out to KL Customs for all they do. Thanks for joining us once again here with the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series for season number 6. But off of turn 4 for the final time, coming to the stripe, collecting the checkered flag for the first time. It's the fast Ford Brian Curry. Gonna park it in victory lane. Tom Sinchek out on the trail, but not quite able to get there. Sinchek dominating race performance, started second, led the most laps here tonight, but he will walk away and fall short. He will finish in second. Kerry Trebu with a good run here tonight. How about Trebu? He's going to finish in third. Great podium run for Kerry and his crew, but let's go back to the front stretch. He's got some celebrating to do. He's going to burn it down for all the fans in the stands here in the sold-out packed house at Nashville SuperSpeedway, enjoying the smoke show. The 25 of Brian Curry walks away with the checkered flag in his first race win of the season. So as he begins his post-race celebrations, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, then head trackside for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. and back live trackside at the conclusion of tonight's Bluegrass 125 in the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series. What a race. What a night. We've seen Fuel Strategy decide the race win here tonight. We've seen a lot of great, crazy action as well. Clean and green all night long for all 125 laps. That is absolutely phenomenal as well. So we're going to dive right into your post-race interviews. Let's see if we can't catch up and have a few words with the man that finished third here tonight. Kerry, it's Dave. You got us?
Hey, Dave. How's it going?
It's going pretty good for me. How about for you, man? Heck of a run, walking away with a third place after a long fuel run.
Yeah, I was just trying to save as much as I could and just try to do the one-stop strategy. Was very, very tight on fuel right there at the end. I didn't know if we were going to come in with a caution or not. I was going to be having to come into the pits. So I'm glad to get the good finish.
Well, Kerry, we got to ask you, with that fuel strategy that you and your 7 crew had here tonight, the agcompressors.com machine, when was that fuel strategy decided? Was it kind of a mid-race thing, or was it something you guys planned and executed well?
Honestly, I was just going with the flow of the race. I saw that Aaron was kind of staying out a little bit more, so I was kind of just feeling when he was going to go in, and then I kind of went off him, and I kind of knew that we'd be pretty close on a one-stop strategy. It was all depending on how much you ran hard at the beginning and how much you could save at the end.
Well, you figured it out, and you walked away with a great finish here tonight from Nashville SuperSpeedway. We're going to be heading to the Red Bull Ring next week, so what's your thoughts looking forward to that race as we get ready to run the first road course of the season?
Honestly, I'm a novice at road courses, so I'm very much not really looking forward to it, but actually really wanting to learn the track. So I'm going to have to get a lot of practice in this week before we run this next week. So I'm glad to get this good finish tonight. It'll help me.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely going to help you a little bit if you have a little bit of a struggle at the road course, but I would expect a handful of drivers to have some, we'll call them issues next week at the Red Bull Ring. But first and foremost, man, again, congratulations on the great run here tonight, walking away third. So before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Yes, I'd like to thank everybody at A&G Compressor Parts, our work, Matt, Greg, my brother Kyle, Neil, all those guys. They do well. I want to say what up to the guys at Jacked Up Motorsports. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are watching. And lastly, I would like to say I love my wife. And that's about it.
Well, Kerry, the only thing I'm going to tell you is you might want to start off with the I love my wife thing. She might hit you in the back of the head with a frying pan. Just saying. No, I'm just kidding, man. Just poking a little bit of fun. Again, congratulations on the great finish here tonight. We'll see how you go at the Red Bull Ring, but hopefully we get to catch up with you soon. Until then, stay safe and keep it fast.
Thank you, Dave. Thanks, everybody. That makes it all happen out here.
All right, there you have it. Final few parting words from that 7 machine. Kerry Trebu with a great run. He's going to walk away from the track here tonight at Nashville SuperSpeedway with the 3rd place position, and that's going to move us right along in the running order. Let's see if we can't go have a little talk to the man feeling a little bit down on his luck after a dominating performance here tonight, falling just short here. Tom, it's Dave. You got us.
What up, G?
Same old thing, different day. You know how it is. How are you down there, man?
I'm a little disappointed, but it was a fun race, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you know, you lead that many laps. How do you swallow this pill? I mean, you were the fastest guy out there. It looked like after that first round of green flag pit stops, this was going to be yours to, I don't want to say lose, but pretty much yours to lose. And unfortunately, fuel strategy kind of caught the better of you here. How tough is this one, or is it any easier to kind of get over it because, well, you beat me by fuel?
It'll be fine. Yeah. We know we were quick. Not to take anything away from Brian because he started from the back and he still made his way up all the way up there. But we just didn't want what happened to us at Homestead to happen to us here because we stayed out at Homestead and got passed by Kyle when he pit. He went around the track all the way again, then caught us, and we didn't want that to happen again. So we pit, and we knew that we were probably at a lap short on fuel, and we know that Brian came in behind us, so he would probably have been good on fuel, but we thought we'd have been able to power around everything, but we were just a couple laps short.
Yeah, you closed in there, and the closing laps ended up just a few seconds away from the race winner, eventual race winner. So I think maybe another 2 or 3 laps, and you might have been there, and we might be talking to you in victory lane. But nonetheless, Tom, again, another great finish for you this season. That late Apex number 23 machine, showing speed week in, week out. We asked Mr. Trebu what his thoughts were on it, so we're going to get your thoughts and opinions. Red Bull Ring next week. How you feeling about turning left and right?
I have to download it still.
Feeling that good, huh?
I don't think I've ever driven that track ever, not even like in a past video game. But we do well on road courses, so we'll definitely put in a little bit of practice. But I do know that a lot of guys in these new cars definitely got better than they were in the old cars, so it'll definitely be a battle. I'm not making any predictions or anything, but it should be a good race.
All right, well, man, if I could ever give any of the active drivers any word of advice, I'm gonna give this one to you. You might want to download it tonight because I'm not saying it's overly extremely hard or anything, but it is a pretty technical one. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to. If I could give you one word of advice, it definitely pulls some practice there. I think some drivers are going to get caught up on just how technical it can be, and we'll see how you go about it, and we'll see if we can't talk to you again here in these podium spots at the end of next week's race. But not to take anything away from what you were able to accomplish here tonight, led the most laps, dominating performance, just falling a little bit short, second place once again. So we're going to step back from the mic, and you know the drill, so mic's yours.
Yeah, well, first I want to congratulate Brian. That was just a wonderful strategy. He did what he had to do. He knew that he had to pit at the right time to make it to the end, so congrats to him. Congrats to everybody for having a green flag run the entire time, no cautions. So that's pretty rare nowadays, especially in league races. When everybody gets a little chippy. Congrats to you. You always do a good job broadcasting, and shout out to Late Apex. And we all did a pretty good job tonight. Congrats to everybody.
Yeah, and Tom, again, as always, a pleasure catching up with you post-race. Pleasure watching you out there on the track, and we'll see how you go at the road course. Other than that, I know we'll end up speaking again. So until then, my man, stay safe and keep it fast.
Yes, sir. I'll see you.
All right, there you go. Tom Sinchek, as we said, coming to him a little bit dejected, but, shrugging it off rather well. Dominating performance here tonight from Nashville, but falling just short on the pit strategy side of things. Sinchek will finish in second. And that's going to move us right along in the running order. Let's head straight to victory lane inside of that old Bay 25 machine. Brian Curry going to climb out the car. Brian, how you feeling after snatching your first checkered flag of the season?
Relieved. I didn't think that was gonna pay off. I thought that Tom would probably get back to me, but saw him pop up on the relative. I think he was about 9 seconds back at that point, and I looked at the laps left, and I said, oh well, gonna finish second. I was gonna finish second to him anyway. He had a better car, especially on the long run. But over time, I guess the tires kind of equaled out, and I was able to hold him off there. I think he got within about 3 seconds. But yeah, relief. It's been a rough season so far, so it's good to get this monkey off my back, so to speak.
So we got to ask, we seen you were able to put on a little bit of a smoke show there for the fans in the stands on the front stretch. Just how much fuel did you have left at the end of this thing? How close was it?
I ran out when I pinned it up on the wall. I did my burnout, and I put it up on the wall, and I had it up there for about 5 seconds, and then she ran out. So it was close.
Yeah, cutting it pretty close there. I'm gonna be up front with you, man. We seen the strategy unfolding, and I was like, there's no way they're making it almost 70 laps on fuel. Congratulations for making me look dumb. I mean, a lot of people can do that, so I mean, but you know that was. I don't know how you done it, man. I really don't. But that was an amazing job, an amazing strategy, and you held to it, you stuck to it, you didn't give way. But now with the checkered flag, with the race win in your back pocket, we got a road course coming up next week at the Red Bull Ring. How are you feeling over these next few races? Are we going to see this Old Bay machine back in victory lane again?
I seriously doubt it'll be next week. I'm not exactly a road course ringer. I'm not terrible at tracks, I know, but I just purchased Red Bull, I think last night, so I got to get some laps in there in this week. Beyond Red Bull, I can't honestly say what's on the schedule. I can't remember.
There's a handful of them. I could bore you if you want and run them all down for you, but we'll keep it a little surprise. We'll let you look at it for yourself and figure that on out. But Brian, man, again, excuse me, my goodness, congratulations on a great race run here tonight. Not just with the checkered flag, but you're the biggest mover of the race, up 13 positions from where you qualified. So not only did you run to the front, but you did it from the back of the field. Dominating performance at the end with the fuel strategy right there. Had more than 3 seconds to spare. What a great race for you and the 25 crew. And before we let you go here tonight, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Shout out to my wife, my 2 little girls, Savannah, Gabriella. Shout out to Team Watson Racing Setups. If anybody's looking for a good quality setup shop with no drama, check out Team Watson. Other than that, my teammates, Isaac, Daniel, Dalton, Brady. Yeah, hopefully we'll see them in victory lane here soon.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Those Team Watson Racing drivers, always fast and always fun to catch up with them in these post-race interviews. Congratulations again, Brian, on a great race here tonight. We'll see how you go at the road course, but until then, my man, enjoy this race win. Stay safe and keep it fast.
Thank you, sir, and thank you for the broadcast.
All right, there you have it. Final few words from your race winner, new race winner here in season number 6, Brian Curry, gonna park that Old Bay machine in victory lane. The driver out of Maryland gonna celebrate big time here in the Southern Lands. You might have to go buy him one of those Tennessee lottery tickets. With as lucky as he was stretching that fuel as far, and you heard it from the man himself, ran out of fuel in the burnout. And so having to cut the smoke show a little bit short. But the most important thing, he walked away with the checkered flag here tonight. The 25 walks away in the top spot. What a run. What a night here tonight from Nashville. As producers hitting those buttons in the backgrounds, you know those familiar sounds. You know it's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results here from Nashville SuperSpeedway, grabbing the top spot, checkered flag in hand here for the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series, the 25 of Brian Curry. 23 of Tom Sinchek, gonna parlay his most laps led into a second place finish. Kerry Trebu will round out your top 3. The number 9 of Sean Hofstetler going to finish back in 4th with Adam Westfield 5th. Sliding home in 6th, the 17 North Star Racing machine of Aaron Kralik. Max Fauner going to finish in 7th with Kyle Rochelle right there in 8th. The number 10 of Caleb Levenier going to finish with another solid top 10 position. He'll finish back in 9th. Thomas Walter will round out your top 10. 79 of Justin Osborne right there in 11th. Great debut race for that 79 and his entire crew. Larry Levenier back in 12th. Patrick McClendon in 13th. Daniel Miglin in 14th with Ryan Ferraro finishing tonight's race back in the 15th position. 53 of Eric Stamp gonna finish out tonight's race in 16th and final spot in the running order. The 11 of Kay Jones. That's going to do it for us here this week. from Nashville SuperSpeedway with the iRacing Star Car Challenge Cup Series. We're going to begin to roll up the cords, cut off the lights, and get ready to head across these to the Red Bull Ring, the first road course race here in season number 6. But before we go, while we're here, while we're at it, as always, join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love and drop that thumbs up. Click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side and get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you. Each and every time you stop by, whether you're sliding in to say hey, or you are one of the dedicated fans, friends, family, we appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, there would be no us. So stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.